Protruded displacement mapping. This image shows the rendering of actual quadrilateral using only conventional texture mapping. When the displacement mapping is applied, as increasing the factor of height, the blue box is protruded upward from the yellow ground. But you can notice that here still remains the problem of pixel overflow over the boundary of the polygon surface. Two additional surfaces are added to the protruded displacement, to cover the displacement overflow over the boundary. If we adjust the technique that is proposed in this study, in order to solve the silhouette problem, then the correct silhouette of the protruding shape can be acquired. Now, we can get a complete protruded displacement mapping with correct silhouette. Texture information for perpendicular face is added for abrupt change of height field. An experiment of protruded displacement mapping using small data. When a surface is rendered with texture mapping using aerial photograph, buildings cannot be represented correctly. When the displacement mapping is applied, buildings are represented with correct silhouette. We can notice correct parallax and occlusion between buildings. Rendering quality of perpendicular faces becomes crude when the facade texture is removed. If we remove the additional surface used to solve the silhouette problem, then, we can notice that top area protruding buildings are cropped at the boundary of ground surface. As applying the silhouette management again, we can get the correct representation of buildings. Apartment area experiment. The same technique is applied to an apartment area. We applied the proposed approach to the modeling and representation of an urban environment such as an apartment area, which exists in the real world, including numerous buildings protruding from the ground. With the technique used in this paper, the details of the buildings can be represented in real time without adding a polygon model of each building. By adding details of the slope surface in the process of per-pixel computation, it is possible to represent the facade of building. We can get the correct representation of numerous buildings in urban environment including silhouette, parallax and self-occlusion during changing the viewpoint interactively. This experiment shows that the details of the surface are well represented at a close-up view of the urban environment, using proposed approach.